Let's just dive right into it. Welcome to today's explainer. It seems like so many of us spend our entire lives chasing that loud, sudden, big break. But what if I told you the greatest miracle in history isn't loud at all? What if setting up your future is actually a completely quiet process? Today, we're going to explore the quiet miracle of compound growth.
Think about it. What really is the greatest miracle in history? We're so conditioned by society to look for these massive explosions of success, right? The overnight millionaire, the viral sensation. But the real magic, the actual miracle, that happens during what we call the invisible years, when it feels like absolutely nothing is going on.
And that brings us to compound growth, the quiet miracle that literally changes generations. Now hold on, before you panic and assume this is going to be some complicated, boring math lesson, just take a deep breath. It's really not, I promise. You don't even need to be a math whiz to get this. It's actually just a shift in how you view time.
Because honesty, all you really need is curiosity. For any parents or just everyday folks watching who might be a little intimidated by all that financial jargon out there, don't be. If you've got even just a tiny bit of curiosity, you already have everything you need to see how this principle will completely transform your future.
Let's think of it this way. Imagine planting a single apple tree. You wait a few years, and bam, it finally produces apples. But the real secret isn't just the fruit itself. It's what's inside those apples, more seeds. Those seeds eventually grow into more trees, which produce a mountain of new seeds. Suddenly, you're not just a gardener anymore. You've got an entire orchard that's literally growing and sustaining all by itself.
And you know what? In the world of finance, it works the exact same way. Your initial money acts just like that very first seed. Your money earns growth, and then, here's the kicker, that new growth starts earning its own growth. It's kind of like hiring a whole team of workers. Every single year, more and more workers join your team. And the absolute best part? These workers never ask for a vacation. They just keep working for you, quietly, year after year.
All right, moving on to our first section, a tale of two fathers.
Let's take a look at Father Michael and Father David. Now, both of these guys love their kids deeply, right? Neither is a better parent than the other, but the timing of their actions unfolds very differently. Father Michael, he starts immediately when his daughter is born. He just puts away small, consistent amounts. He isn't out there trying to predict the future or chase crazy market trends. He just rides the ups and downs faithfully. Then there's Father David. For David, life just kind of got in the way. Unexpected bills arrived, the car broke down, schedules got crazy. So he ends up starting 15 years later. And because he feels so behind, he starts investing much larger amounts, trying to play catch-up.
So let's look at the actual numbers here. Father Michael is investing just $100 every single month. That's it. It's a small, very manageable amount for him. But because he started right at his daughter's birth, those first dollars are actually his most valuable employees. Why? Simple. They have the longest careers. They've been given the absolute ultimate gift, which is time.
But watch what happens when we compare Michael's approach to David's. David waited 15 years, so he's feeling the pressure. He's throwing in $300 a month, literally 3 times as much as Michael. Now, most of us would probably guess David ends up with more, right? Since he's putting in way more cash. But there is one crucial thing David simply cannot buy back, and that's time.
This brings us to a really profound truth. Time often accomplishes what extra money alone cannot. Now, if you're watching this and feeling a bit like Father David, please, hear me out. This explainer is definitely not here to make you feel guilty. It's here to give you hope. You can't change yesterday, sure, but the absolute second best time to start, that's today. Your family story is still being written.
Just think of it like a snowball. Picture making a tiny little snowball and gently pushing it down a long, snowy hill. At first, it rolls pretty slowly. Honestly, it looks completely unimpressive. But as it rolls, it gathers snow. And as it gets larger, it picks up even more snow with every single rotation, until the growth is just building on itself. It's growing faster not because you're pushing it any harder, but simply because of compound growth.
But guys, here is where so many people stumble. It's the classic battle between patience and panic. On one hand, you have someone faithfully watering their tree's roots over many, many seasons. On the other hand, you've got someone digging up their tree every single morning just to check if the roots have grown. Obviously that tree is never going to thrive. Constantly disturbing it literally kills the growth. And yet so many people treat their investments the exact same way. They panic over natural market dips, checking their accounts every single day. So remember, don't dig up the roots. You've got to let patience make your decisions.
Which brings us to our next point. Section 2, consistency beyond money.
You see, compound growth isn't just some boring financial formula. It's really a universal law of life that applies to absolutely everything we do. Think about it. If you read just 10 pages a day, you'll end up finishing books you thought were impossible to get through. If you exercise 30 minutes a day, your health slowly but surely transforms. If you say a simple thank you to your spouse daily, trust grows exponentially. If you spend just 15 focused minutes with your child every single night, you're building an unshakable relationship, one small conversation at a time. Small actions, repeated faithfully, create absolutely extraordinary results.
So the absolutely crucial point here is this. The secret isn't extraordinary returns. It's extraordinary consistency. Success, whether it's in your finances, your health, or your family life, it doesn't come from a single miraculous day. Nope. It comes from showing up faithfully over decades.
Let's put this into practice. Section 3. The Legacy Challenge.
Okay, so here's a super practical, empowering step for you and your family to take control of your future right now. We're going to create what we call a legacy calendar. First, just choose one family habit. Maybe it's reading together, saving a little bit of money, or even just taking a walk after dinner. Second, put a big check mark on the calendar every single day you do it. Third, and this is absolutely key, so don't miss this, aim for consistency, not perfection. If you miss a day, it's fine. Just get back on track. And finally, celebrate at the end of the month. Parents, you know when you tuck your kids in at night, they aren't lying there wondering if you'll love them tomorrow. They naturally trust you because you consistently show up. Well, this challenge is about building that exact same deep trust through daily, consistent action.
So at the dinner table tonight, I really want you to ask this question out loud. What is one small habit that could change our family if we did it for 10 years? And when you ask this, really listen closely to the answers. There are no wrong answers here. In fact, you'll often find that children see the simple, profound things that we adults completely overlook.
Keep this in mind. The greatest gift you can leave your child isn't an inheritance. It's a head start. Whether you're starting right at birth like Father Michael or 15 years later like Father David, you can begin your own quiet miracle today. It really is all about giving your family that head start through totally ordinary days lived with extraordinary consistency.
Compound growth is not about getting rich quickly. It's about allowing time to quietly reward patience. Just think about that for a second. What small seed can you plant today that time will quietly reward tomorrow? I highly encourage you, start your quiet miracle today. Thanks so much for watching.